could you give us, the viewers, a brief introduction of yourself and kind of what you do with your organization and why you work with the organization?
My name is Jan Wacker. I am the development director for Boys Hope, Girls Hope of St. Louis. I have been with the organization for 12 years as a paid employee. I started as a volunteer. I had children that attended St. Louis University High School. Uh, and at that time, the president of the school was the founder of Boys Hope, Girls Hope St. Louis. As a mom who was lucky enough to stay at home at that time, I was involved in volunteering both at St. Louis U High, but also other organizations, and became very involved with Boys Hope, Girls Hope. In 2009, they asked me about coming on to join the team as they needed some help in development. I jokingly said I had not worked before, and that's not what I knew what to do. And they told me, yes, I did. So since then, I've been about 30 hours a week working here, raising the funds to help support the scholars that are involved in our program.
Awesome. So can you give us a little bit more detail about, people who are interested in helping out your organization? What kind of things can they do for your organization and help out the community as a whole? What are some examples of things that you do for the community and the people of the community?
Well, I will tell you that donors and volunteers are the two most important elements of our programs besides our scholars. We are just here as staff to facilitate those things. My job is to go out and to help people better understand what the program is. We do that through one-on-one meetings, having Where Hope Lives open houses here at our on our facility, but also having events. So we have a golf event coming up on June 21st, where we'll have about 200 golfers from some pretty big companies in the St. Louis area out at Whitmore. We also have a gala each year, which is being held this year, June 21st, down at the Union Station area. And we have some smaller events. At our events, there's the opportunity to meet our scholars and to learn more about who they really are and what the program is doing for them. In addition to donations, which is so important, we have about a $1.6 million budget each year. In addition to that, though, are our community partners and volunteers, which make up such an important role in who we are. Our volunteers come in to help to be mentors, tutors, academic advisors, maybe someone that has something in specialty area. Maybe they are a financial advisor and they will help our kids learn about financial management during their college years. Maybe they're here to share some experience that's as simple as a life skill of learning how to change a tire. Those are all the things that we're working with our kids daily and annually to learn. It's not only the skills of going on to post-secondary education, but also life skills on a daily basis.
Mhm.
We have board members who are involved and committee members. So if you can think of it, we probably are needing those services from you.
So from a personal standpoint, what has this experience taught you, like in your general life? Because obviously, giving back is a pretty important thing. Helps the world go around, and probably makes you feel good when you wake up in the morning. So, what has your experience with this organization taught you? Going throughout your life, and how big of an impact has it been?
I can actually get emotional because the organization takes young men and women who have, high academic potential, but come from somewhat adverse settings. Those adverse settings are not their responsibility. They were born into those. Their families are loving, they care for them, but so many times are not able to give them what we call an equal playing field. So I can probably best give you an example of someone, and it maybe tells you exactly what it is and the impact it's had on my life. There was a young woman when I first started the program. Her name is Brigitte. She came to our program in sixth grade. She attended a school at Pine Lawn where she lived with her elderly aunt, and Frances loved her dearly. Second grade teacher actually recognized Bridgette's her potential and knew of our program, and in sixth grade recommended that she come to our program. When kids come to our program, they come to live with us 24/7, 365. But they do go home for home visits if the situation allows it. In Bridgette's particular case, her aunt, who was getting quite elderly and older, had gone to a nursing home. Her mother was not in the picture, nor her father at that time. So when she graduated high school, which she attended Narix High School on a full scholarship, uh, she graduated with honors. She had nowhere really to go afterwards. So much so that she had become, when I was mentoring and working with our scholars before I became an employee, she got to know my family, and then she came to live with us. So during the summers and during spring breaks and on college breaks, Bridgette was a member of our family. So it has impacted me. She's gone on to post-secondary education, completed her undergrad degree in 3 years at Webster University, went on to State University of New York and received a master's in architecture and urban planning, and now works for a company, a major company out in California. Just recently, we were on a vacation and we went out to see her. So, yes, indeed, it has impacted my life. I have gained more, and volunteers in our program, I believe, gain much more than they give to our program. uh, it's just amazing.
That is an amazing story. I appreciate you sharing that with us. My next question is, you're doing all these things for people, and you're doing a great job. Your organization has done a really good job with the community. So, growing up, did you have role models and people who were there for you that kind of, I guess, impacted you to want to give back to the community? But my main question is, like, why do you give back to the community?
Mm, it's a good question. Um, I think I give back because what I was shown. First of all, I am one of six adopted children. Each of the children that my mom and dad adopted were from different families. To be chosen by my mom, my dad, is something that I think was very special, and no telling where my life would have been had I not been a part of their life. I think that influenced me. My mother was a volunteer everywhere. She did volunteer work at CASA. She was a room mother. She was a Girl Scout leader. She did everything. So I think by example we learn, and I hope that's true because I have three grown sons, and each of them serve on boards, are volunteering in their community. So I think that we learn at a very young age by example that giving back is something that makes you feel so good. Why not feel good in today's world? There's so much we can feel bad about. There's an opportunity to feel good when you do give back, though.
Yeah, that's very true. So, now that you talk about that, and, you ask, why not give back? So, what can viewers that are listening to this, what can they do not only with your organization, but in the last episode we talked about, you know, giving back even if it's not your money. So, what kind of ways does your organization allow that? And in your eyes, what can people do to give back to the community without spending millions of dollars and just giving some time?
Right. Again, dollars are always important, but they're not the only way to give, and sometimes not even the most important way. It's your time. And in our particular organization, uh, signing up to be a mentor, signing up to be, it's a long-term investment. Kids need mentoring all the way through college. Signing up to be an academic advisor, a tutor. Those are all things that maybe your skill is in a foreign language and our kids are taking Latin and you can share your expertise in that. That certainly is one of those things. It's also as a community leader. We have our kids are able, our scholars are able to get free dentistry work because of volunteers in the community that offer them services all the way through graduation of college. Orthodontic work. So sometimes maybe you own a lawn service. Well, we have a big lawn, and yes, our kids cut lawns sometimes, but maybe you're willing to just donate the fertilization every year that we need on, throughout the year to help our homes look good. Maybe you're a painter. There's so many things that can be either direct or indirect services with our scholars that benefit and make our program who we are today.
Right. So, looking into the future, what is your organization looking to do to help the community more than, I mean, it has already helped the community in a lot of big ways. But what are some plans for the future? You talked about the golf outing that you guys are having. What are some things that the viewers can kind of look out for and maybe even help themselves in the near future?
Well, first of all, I invite anyone at any time to give me a call. My office number is 314-776-9406. I am extension 130. So if they have some idea personally that they might be able to do, I am always anxious to speak with them. But, you know, our golf tournament is coming up this coming Monday. We'd love to have volunteers for that. That's wonderful. We'd love to have more players if that would be the case. We have an open house once a month where we try to have new people visit our homes and just learn about who we are so that they themselves can find what's the best way to share with Boys Hope, Girls Hope. Is it cooking a meal for our scholars? Giving our house parents a day off of cooking and bringing in a meal so that they can go ahead and have a home cooked meal every night. There are so many things that allow volunteers in the community and ways that you can give back within the community to Boys Hope, Girls Hope of St. Louis.
Great. Yeah, thank you so much. So the last question I have that we're gonna leave with, and I really appreciate your time and you sharing your story. I hope the viewers have learned a lot about your organization and can help out. But the next question is: at the end of the day, what does Boys Hope and Girls Hope mean to the community? In your eyes, what has it done for the community? And in the long run, what can your organization do for the community overall?
Well, I think the difference is we are not the what makes Boys Hope, Girls Hope special is that we are not an organization that serves hundreds of scholars daily, but instead an organization that goes very deep in serving 20 scholars daily as they move forward in their life. With each of our kids, there's change being made daily so that they are themselves learning service learning and giving back to the community when they graduate from whatever that post-secondary education may be. They have changed the cycle of poverty, the cycle of sometimes incarceration, sometimes it's other things in the community, and they are able to give back. And I think that shows who Boys Hope, Girls Hope is. One child at a time, very deeply, over maybe 10 years of living with us, attending some of the most wonderful schools that we have in St. Louis and being influenced by so many of those wonderful volunteers. They are the ones changing our community just with the help of and guidance of Boys Hope, Girls Hope St. Louis.
Yep. All right. Well, I want to thank you again for all the hard work you and your organization have done. The Buddy Fund is very thankful to be working with you guys and to help out in any way. So I hope the viewers got a chance to learn a lot about Boys Hope, Girls Hope. As Jan said, feel free to call her for any volunteer options or if you have any ideas for the near future. They're always open to those ideas. So thank you all so much for joining, and we'll be back next week with another episode.